Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're all doing well. It's been way too long since I put a video up. I've been really busy with work, so haven't had much time to do anything, but I've been painting a lot lately, and this is my entry to Phagosiths channel's competition. I think he reached something like 600 subscribers, or maybe even more, and he did a competition, and I haven't entered a competition online before yet, and he's a good friend, so I figured I would do it and support his channel. And I also wanted to paint something different, because I've been painting Space Wolves and Iron Hands for ages now, and my brain was getting a bit fudgy, so it was nice to have a break. So this is the character that I've built and designed for him, and come up with a whole bunch of fluff. So his name is Phag'sal Kharn of the White Scars. He is master of the ride, and what that means is he's like a veteran sergeant, and he trains the new White Scars, the neophytes, however they're called in that chapter. He's their trainer. He's like, I think of him as Gunny Sergeant out of Heartbreak Ridge. He's old, but he's pretty hard, and he doesn't take any messing. I've done a whole bunch of rules for Mark, which I'll put in the post to him. Use some cool stuff, which I'll explain as I go around, and kind of borrowed from other chapters and what have you. So, let's start. So he's on a normal Space Marine bike, but I wanted to give it a little bit of a small change, so I've extended out the shocks and given it a bit of a chopper look. Nothing too much, but just something quite subtle. So you can just see across the middle there. I then wanted to make it look like there's armour in there protecting it, so I dropped some plating in there with skull details on. I've used the legs from the Dark Angels, I think it's the Raven Wing Rider, because I wanted him to have some flowing capes, and what I've done is I've green stuffed around the top to make it look like it's kind of a riding apron type thing. So it's kind of leather with a fur line, so to try and keep with the style of the White Scars. Extended the exhaust pipes out just to give them a bit more meanness, and then I've given them a nice slant cut, so they've got a bit of chopper styling going on in there. We've got just some detailing on the back. There's combat blade attached to the back as well. I kept this in because I just think it looks really nice, and it gives the bike some height, and it gives him some majesty, so I really like that. Everything's pinned as well, so Mark can position it however he likes. Well, if I win. If I don't win, he's not having it. This is all pinned as well, and I can just straighten that there. This is a blade from the Grey Knights. I wanted to give him a spear, and I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. Lots of flowing, what are they called again? I can't remember, but those things. I've got them all flowing nicely to try and give the bike some direction and some dynamism. I've done a little green stuff White Scars logo that I've just embossed out, so that's got a bit of depth. On the base as well, I don't know if you can see it, but I've kind of pushed the tread through the gravel, so it's got a bit of travel going on, and I've kind of built this up to make it look like he's coming into a bit of a skid, so you can see he's side on, and he's leaning into a turn and leading his squad into battle. So instead I've pinned as much of it as I can, because I thought it'd be nice for Mark to be able to tweak it so his head can move around, but I kind of like giving him this direction, and I kind of have it down a little bit further like this. So painting wise, I did some cool stuff. Well, I'd never painted white before, so I painted it black, and then I just layered up airbrush white, and I wanted it quite rough and dirty, so it had some depth to it. I've also given him a Mark II body, because I wanted him to have a pre-heresy feel, because I know Mark's got a lovely pre-heresy army. Okay, and there you go. I've battle damaged up to the bike as well, so there's lots of damage on it, there's lots of wear and tear, there's lots of oil. I didn't want it to look clean in any way. The exhaust pipes have got several shades through to have a little bit of heat damage, and then soot and what have you at the ends. I've got some damage on the shoulder pad, so he's been in battle a lot, and some of his icon chapter badge has taken a bit of a beating on there. So that's the model. I'll tell you a little bit about the fluff, a bit more about the fluff. So he's been around in the chapter for a long time. He trains all the troops now. I like the idea that the troops really kind of hate him a little bit and try to do one over on him, but they never quite manage to. Yet they all end up following him into battle regardless. The spear I've called the Lightning of the Carl, and the rules I've made for that are based a little bit around the hammer that Arjak Rockfist has in the Space Wolves. So there's a teleporter beacon built into the shaft of the spear, and it's got a 10-inch range, so he can fire it within that distance, strength 10 AP1, so same sort of thing as Arjak's, and it teleports back to his hand after that, so it's a one-shot thing, or one per shooting round anyway. I put all this in a nice little document which I'll stick up at the end of the video so Mark can have a read and anyone else can have a read. But there you go, my first competition entry. I really enjoyed making it. There's more I would have liked to have done, but time kind of got the better of me, and yeah, I had to just finish it off. So I hope you like it, Mark, and yeah, well done on the competition, well done on the subscribers. See you soon, buddy.